Thank you, whoever decided to do that for me. Not that
I'm sorry to throw you off track, but
you did,
we're looking at your
experience.
notes screen. I'm not sure if you wanted people to see your notes as well.
Yeah. Oh, you can see the notes?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I love, cheating.
Okay.
So
Okay. I don't cheat on everyone, but that's okay. And I'm not going by it, so because it confuses me. Anyway, obtain experience. So you have to obtain experience while you're in school, because you have to have something to put on your resume. So how do you do that? Not every job you have is exactly what you're going to do when you graduate, but what are you doing in that job that you can word to match what you're doing? For example, if you're working at Walmart and you're doing some customer service, a lot of jobs require customer service. So you can put down that you learned customer service through that experience. And talking to your career coaches at your colleges is so important because they can help you with that and help you think outside the box. What's it all about? Working in your dream career. That's what it's all about. Let's go to school. Let's put the money and the time into it. Let's figure out what we're going to do. Let's go through the whole career process and let's work in a career that is going to make us so happy for so many years to come. All right, so gaining insights. All right, gaining insight is a lot like self-awareness. All right, the process of reflecting on your life areas to identify career options. If you don't understand yourself, how can you be successful going forward? If awareness is noticing stuff in the world, self-awareness is noticing stuff about yourself, right? And that sounds so easy, but it's really not. Your ability to notice your feelings and your behaviors, your reactions, your habits, your thoughts. You think you know everything until, let's say you're on a camera. There was a movie out years ago where a guy lived his whole life in front of a camera and like a reality TV show. I can't remember the name of that right now.
The Truman Show.
The what?
The Truman Show.
Yeah, the Truman Show. Where what if there's a camera on your life and you're watching it and then you get to see the playback, and in the playback you say, "Oh, I said that? Oh, why did I do that? I shouldn't have acted like that." You should have been aware of that while you were doing it. That's self-awareness, knowing how you're coming across and knowing how you're reacting to things. All right. So another way of thinking is paying attention to your intuition. All right. It's your sixth sense. All right. Know more about yourself, use your sixth sense, and be aware of what's happening and what you're saying. I interviewed someone once that told me self-awareness is about being honest with yourself. And that is so true. It is so hard sometimes to be honest with yourself. You answer a question in a survey or an interview that says, do you have integrity? Oh yeah, I have integrity. I'm honest, I'm this, I'm that, and then the truth is, you maybe have told a little white lie a little while ago, or maybe you lied to your professor, you really weren't sick when you didn't go to class that day. So when you're aware of those things, you just become a better person. So how do we improve on that? How do we become a better person that is self-aware of themselves? All right. So it's the capacity to observe ourselves and take notice and pay attention to our patterns. All right. How do we feel? How do we behave? What are we thinking? That's how you become more self-aware, is knowing and paying attention. Some of the methods that you can use to become more self-aware. All right. Sometimes you hate what someone else is doing because you hate it in yourself. All right. I hate it when I do that, so I hate it when they do that. And sometimes that bothers us. So when you're dealing with somebody else and you're not agreeing with something they're doing, just take an extra second and think, why don't I agree with that? All right. Identify your emotional kryptonite. I love this. All right. What happens that makes you feel ashamed or sad? All right. I hate it when blame is placed. When someone says, you did that, that is your fault, all right? Because I don't like being blamed, all right? I like to be in someone else's shoes. So when something goes wrong, I take a moment to sit in their shoes and just kind of say, I wonder what happened to make them react that way, all right? And how would I react if that happened to me? that's part of becoming self-aware, is understanding your reactions. All right. This next process is absolutely phenomenal. And I wish I had done it in my 20s instead of my 40s, which was about 10 years ago. Make a timeline of your life. It doesn't matter if you're 19 years old or you're 55 years old. Sit down and start with 0 being your birth, all right? And draw a line in the up and down from 0 being the line that you start with, okay? And go every 5 or 10 years in your memory, and what significant events affected your life. All right, here's one I just made up. All right, I started in college. Some of you have significant events in your elementary days or prior, or in your high school days. This line is just for an example. So I went to college. That's an up, right? Yay, went to college. Uh-oh, dropped out of college. That really went down. But you know what? Over time, I actually was able to get a job and I loved it. But uh-oh, I quit. Okay. But it got better when I got married and had a baby, but then I had some health issues. But then I went back to school and I found my dream job. This line can go as long as your life goes. All right. And what do you learn from this? Let me tell you what I learned. When I looked at my timeline when I was getting my doctorate, and I looked at all of my lows, every low was happened because I had an anger issue. All right. I guess I wasn't very self-aware because it happened. I had 4 or 5 really low downs, and until I looked at it on paper, I didn't realize that anger issue had affected my life like that. And ever since, I've not had an issue. I've become more self-aware. I recognize it. I'm aware of it, and it's gone. All right. It goes back to the old acronym: you can't fix something you don't know that's broken. That's what this process can do for you. I highly recommend this. And you can't do this in an hour. You can't do it in a day. This is going to take you some time to sit down, take a week, and really think your life over. Where were the highs? Where were the lows? And look for similarities in what might have caused your lows or what might have caused your highs, so you can make it happen again. All right. Highly recommend this. Are there any comments or questions in the chat?
At this time, there's not, dear.
Okay, very good.
Except I said, your story is powerful, and I want to thank you for sharing it so candidly.
Oh, you're welcome. Just don't make me angry in the office.
Of course, obviously.
Just kidding. I don't get angry very often anymore. All right. Another way to become more self-aware is take a reputable personality test. Now, I'm not talking about the Facebook ones, which by the way, I take them all. You know, what kind of cookie is your personality? And you know, what kind of pizza topping are you and stuff like that. That's fun stuff. But to take a reputable personality test, you can really learn a lot about yourself. All right. They're so important. So what is personality? All right. That's why we came here today, right? Not to learn about Janet's anger, but to learn about personality. Personality, from your eccentric to your introverted, your boisterous, your bold, it's everything about you. All right. It is everything that you feel and behave, everything that you like and don't like is your personality. It is huge, all right? It's mind-blowing. Now, your personality, you're born with your personality, all right? Everyone has a core personality that you will have your entire life. There are things like environmental factors or biological factors or just, environmental probably mostly, that can make you adjust your personality, but the core of that is you. So you might be a person who likes to smile, but you join the Marine Corps and you're not allowed to smile. All right. That's not your personality. That's your job. Right? So, excuse me?
Area. I'm a former Marine myself, so.
I'm right. Yahoo. All right. I did the Army, so ours is different. All right, but that's true. That doesn't mean you don't have a smiling personality. That was your job. So you don't want to confuse what the environment makes you do versus what you are and who you are. Let's talk about assessments. All right, there's a lot of them out there. All right. Tradeify is the one we're going to talk about today. It is free to Indiana college students, Ivy Tech students, and I'm going to tell you how to get on there in a little bit. Holland Codes is a very well-known assessment that you can use. World-renowned is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. Enneagram, that's one I just learned this year. Here's another one, the Indiana Career Explorer. The session that we just had talked about the Indiana Career Explorer, and I'm going to show you today how to connect Tradeify personality assessment with what, if those of you were here for the last session, with the Indiana Career Explorer and how to use them together. Strong's Interest Inventory is also a very well-known one. And I got to tell you, if you look these ones in pumpkin color, I guess, if you look those up online, you do have to pay to take those assessments. However, you can usually find a watered down version of these that you can take for free. And a lot of these companies will offer that in hopes to reel you in to take the one that you have to pay for. But these are all very reputable, and there are others out there. So there is plenty of opportunity for you to learn about yourself through personality assessments or any kind of assessments. All right, so Tradeify, and here's the link right here, ivytech.tradeify.com. And don't go there right now. We're going to go there in a minute as a group. So Tradeify is a personality assessment that helps you figure out your personality style towards your career. All right, not the topping on the pizza this time, right? So there are 7 traits that this particular assessment will measure. The naturalist is someone who likes to be outdoor in the environment, right? I want to just give you 30 to 40 some seconds, read through these and see if you can pick out the one that is you. See if you can see one that pulls at your heart a little more than the others. And type that into the chat box so that we can see how many different personalities we have just on this call.
Hello?
Yes. We're looking
Hi.
at the personalities on the screen and seeing which one talks to us the most, and we're entering that into the chat session.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't see anything. This is Annie. I was trying to get on, and I just dialed in on the phone, but I can't get in on the Zoom. For some reason, it just keeps telling me I need a password, and I'm not authorized and all of that. But I don't know.
You can listen in, and our other participants will understand that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. A lot of mentors online. Analyzer, definitely a mentor. Analyzer. So as you see, there are so many different. There's a naturalist. Ashley says I'm a naturalist. Lisa says I basically have them all. All right, so we're going to talk about that too. So as you see, there are a lot of different people, all right, and everybody has something in common. What I want you to do is you can use this on your phone, or you can go to another browser here on your computer. But I want you to go to the website of ivytech.tradeify.com. And when you go on there, it is a very simple process to start this assessment by filling in your first name and your last name, your email address. You get to choose your own password, and then you choose your major. And if you don't have a major yet, that's okay. It doesn't affect the results of this assessment. It's mostly for statistical purposes for the Tradeify program. So you would fill that out and write down your password and your email that you use, whether you use your school or your personal, because so many students take time to take assessments and then can't get back into it because they didn't write that down.
Did you say that where to go to tradeify.com ivytech.tradeify.com?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can do it on your phone. It's not something that you have to do on your computer. From signing in to completing it, you're looking at 7 or 8 minutes. So it's a very quick way to get this assessment completed.
Interesting. Okay.
So just let us know if you have any trouble signing in. once you get in, this is what the assessment looks like. All right. It just brings up a picture and it will say like identifying animal tracks. That is either me or it's not me. All right. I either find that attractive or I don't find that attractive. So don't overthink when you're taking this assessment. Just do it quick. Me, not me. It's all a gut feeling, right? So when you get finished signing in, go ahead and take the assessment. Click your me or your not me. And then when you get to the result page, stop. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to get through that or get mostly through that before we continue.
Should we use our Ivy Tech email, or can it be any?
You can use any you want. You can use any you want, but since it's for Ivy Tech, you might remember better that you took it using Ivy Tech, but it truly doesn't matter. Just so you remember which one you used. And again, if you don't have a major, don't worry about it. Just pick one so you can continue to the assessment. If anybody's having any issues, the link is in the chat box. Thank you, Mary. Ashley, try www first to see what you get.
Okay.
And Mary just pointed out that I have a typo. Nope, not there. All right, Laura finished hers. Lisa finished hers. Great. Everybody's getting through it so quickly. Give me another minute or two. Don't leave your results page. Stay there. Jeremy, back up. All right, we're going to go forward. It looks like a lot of people have finished this. So if you're still taking it, keep going because you're almost done. I want you to pay attention to my screen now. Don't be pulled away to your results, okay? Because you can look at your results and you won't know what it means until you look at my pages to understand how to interpret what it is you're seeing. But what will happen on your results page is it'll bring up your top 2 personality traits from this assessment, from those 7 that we looked at. And that's called your blend. All right, so this particular person's personality blend was an action taker and visionary. Now, I do want you to take a second if you've finished and just read this paragraph. I'm here to tell you that I have never worked with a student who didn't go, wow, that's me. So go ahead and take a moment just to read that paragraph.
Planner analyzer. Cool, cool.
Now, there might be a sentence or a word that you don't agree with, but I'm willing to bet that 85 or 90% of this is you, right? Is there anyone that Jeremy says mine was spot on? All right. It's amazing how this quick assessment can be so accurate. So if you were to scroll down this page, you will see all 7 and how you scored in all 7 of those personality traits. All right. Everybody has a little bit of this in all of them. I've seen this with students who have this first one as high as 90% and the second one as 60. I've seen it as everyone has 50% across. All right. Those are the students that are confused because they have so many interests. As you see, this person definitely doesn't have much inventor in them, all right, and has quite a bit of action taker. Something else I want to bring to your attention is if you drop your cursor down and you run it across any of these on the bottom, it'll tell you what exactly that measured. For example, this picture was taken with action takers or hands-on and doers. They use manual and physical skills, working with technology or machinery to complete tasks, blah, 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 all right? So not only will you see what your top 2 blend is, you will also be able to read what it is that you aren't so strong at, all right? So again, self-awareness, right? I'm strong at these things, I'm not so strong at these things. By knowing that, you're becoming more aware, all right? I am not a very good analyzer. I am detail deficient, all right? My coworker Charlene is on here. She'll tell you that she's always correcting my stuff. I do good stuff, but I can't spell a thing, all right? I am not an out-of-the-box thinker. I am not a detailed person. My strengths also happen to be in action taking, all right? That's self-awareness. Now, as you scroll down this page, on your site, you will learn more about your anticipated difficulties, where you can expect to have successes, and just a lot more information that is going to make you more self-aware. So how do we use this in career? We use this in career by viewing our career matches. When you click on view your career matches, you're going to see this page come up. And it looks like there's 4 careers, but hey, this scrolls and it scrolls and it scrolls 4 by 4 by 4 by 4. It's amazing how many of these different career suggestions will come up. You can limit that by filtering here on the left-hand side. So if you decide you want to get a bachelor's degree, unclick everything except bachelor's degree. Same thing with associates. If you're going to get an associate's and hit the job market, unclick everything and click associates. Leave that one checked off. All right. That is going to filter the jobs that load, because if you have an associate's, your availability for jobs is different than anyone who has a bachelor's or who has a graduate degree. All right. You can always go back and click another one, or you can leave them all clicked and just read forever about what's available to you. This particular career suggestions are based on a person who has a blend of action taker visionary. All right. So this won't tell you what to be when you grow up. This will tell you what some options are. Some other people with that same blend have done and found success and happiness in. This is about exploration. This is about thinking outside the box. All right. If I were to ask you folks on here, what do you know about lobster farming? Anybody? Anybody know anything about lobster farming? Exactly.
A little bit, yep.
A little bit. All right. But I've got 46 people on this call and one person said a little bit. All right. Why is that? Because you're from Indiana. All right. Chances are you're from Indiana. You've been grown up in Indiana. You live in Indiana. All right. You know what your family and your environment have taught you, what your friends and relatives do. You don't know what's happening in Maine. All right. We could ask people in Maine about job specifics here in Indiana and they won't know. But what if that's what you're meant to be? What if you are going to be the world's greatest lobster farmer that the world has ever known? All right. And you don't know it until you take that vacation when you're 55 years old to Maine. And by then you've missed out, right? This is the time to explore. This is the time to figure out what is out there for me. All right. This is that research, GROW. This is the research part. All right. We are learning about what's out there and we're researching it. So what you do is you read through these and you scroll and you scroll. And when you see something that interests you, you click on it and it'll bring you up another page with some more information. It'll tell you a little paragraph or a sentence about what this is. It'll give you the basic salary mean. Now this is nationwide, I believe. So we have to do even more research after this because what happens in Indiana doesn't always happen in other states, salary-wise, right? You do have to have a bachelor's degree. So if I'm into this for an associate's, right now I've learned something, all right? And then you have employment growth, 4.3%. That is important. Why is that important? Why is it important to know what the employment growth is on a career that you might be looking for? Anyone can answer.
Because there's proper stability when going for that job.
Yeah, stability. Who wants to go to school for 2, 4, or 6 years and get out and find out that the jobs aren't available anymore, right? That's important when you're making decisions. I love this job, but by golly, it's disappearing, all right? There are jobs that are disappearing because of technology. So Jeremy says it could be declining in availability. That's very true. So after you read about this, if you like it, or if you don't like it, you X out of it and go to the next one. But if you like it, gang, you get a piece of paper and pencil out and you start making a list. All right. These are the things that came up in my Tradeify that I want to learn more about. I'm not saying this is what I want to be. I'm saying these things grabbed my interest in Tradeify and I wrote them down. Now, something else I want to show you on Tradeify is there is also a search box. So let's say you have something specific in mind. You can type it in there, type in the location of where you want to work, and you can read all this information about it, all right? What I really like is when you go on here and you think you know what you want to do, because a lot of students think they do, all right? And you do, that's fine. And you find it on here. Wow, what is that a confirmation that you're on the right track, right? I have the right personality. I'm reading it right here. It's in my personality profile. But just because it might not be there, you can still research it, all right? That's what this is about. There is nothing going to hold you back in this process. All right, any questions right now on Trainify and its purpose? It's self-awareness purpose and it's a research purpose. All right, very good.
Interesting.
So, excuse me?
Interesting.
Very good. Personality is fascinating. So what do you do with that list? All right, I've got this list. What do I do with it now? Well, the site that we learned about in the first hour, going to the Indiana Career Explorer, this is a powerful site when it comes to learning more about jobs. Go to your career coach on your campus and they will show you how to navigate this and how to enter your careers into here by using that powerful menu on Indiana Career Explorer. We won't have time today to go through it, but I do want to tell you that this is where you go as your second stop after you make your list on Tradeify. And trust me, your career coaches will love to show you how to use that menu. All right, so I want to talk to you about something else while I have your attention, and that is your career development portfolio. This is brand new, all right? Okay, I did my assessment. I know what my personality is. I've got some things to look over. What else can I do to make sure I am career ready, all right? And it's not too early, gang. I don't care if you're 19, 20, 21, if you're in your first year of 6-year college experience. It's not too late to start working on your career. The career development portfolio, just get used to hearing CDP, All right, this is acronym land. It's kind of like being in the military with all the acronyms we use.
Yes.
CDP stands for your career development portfolio. And your career development portfolio is everything career related. It is learning to talk to employers. It is learning how to interview. How do I build a resume? How do I do a cover letter? It's everything, gang. When you leave Ivy Tech, if you have gone through the CDP process, you are career ready. You will have a resume. You will probably have an internship. All right. You will have a relationship with a career coach that can really, really help you know what to do once you get that piece of paper in your hand that you're paying your tuition for.
And
All right.
Janet,
Yes.
and really quick, I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't know if Jessica is still online, but she did mention in my workshop that because this is a statewide event, not all of the campuses have the CDP yet, but just wanted to emphasize that even the activities that are listed on the CDP can still be accomplished with their career development office.
Right. This program is so new that we started out with a handful of campuses training the new career coaches. Then we added new campuses, and we're in the process of getting our third row of campuses. So pretty soon we're going to have the majority of Indiana Ivy Tech schools involved in this. So you may be involved in this right now in your campus, and you may not, but this can be found on all of your higher Ivies if I understand that. All right. So how do we do this? You go to your My Ivy. All right. Everybody has a My Ivy page. You go to your home button on your My Ivy page, and you look at these icons, and you find your higher Ivy icon. When you click on your higher Ivy icon, it takes you into the higher Ivy job and internet or intern site. All right. It used to be up until just in the last few months that this is all this did was help you find jobs and internships. But wow, gang, this is incredible how much you can get out of your CDP through working with your career coach. You don't even have to have a career coach. You can do your whole CDP by yourself. It's just a little bit harder. All right. But this menu over here is best learned by just clicking. All right. Get around there and click. One of the first things you're going to want to do is your profile. Just put in who you are, you know, what you're majoring in. It's your picture. It's just a little bit of just a little profile. But then you can click on all this and you can get so much information. For example, you just completed by doing your Tradeify one of the milestones of your CDP. One of the very first milestones is upload a results from an assessment. All right. Tradeify and Indiana Career Explorer. You can upload your results and get something checked off. So here you have add new under your, you go to documents and the drop down is my documents again, and you add new. And for the assessments, there isn't a specific assessment button. So you would click other documents, choose the file where you saved it on your computer and submit it. All right. Isn't that incredible? When you get time to do your resume, you're going to upload a resume and a cover letter and then a revised resume, right? Because you're at this for 2 years, gang. An elevator pitch. There are so many things that you can get credit for your CDP and get 7 milestones checked off. You get 7 milestones checked off and you're hot. You're going to get a job. No doubt in my mind that you're going to know what you're doing. All right. So there will be sessions to learn more about this week. So I'm not going to take much more time. I just wanted to introduce you to it and to show you how you can upload some assessment results so that you can get something checked off of your CDP. So come on in and click events, see what's coming up. Click on your portfolio to find out what the milestones are. Click on the student resources. Hey, when you go to student resources, there's a part in there called the Student Resource Toolkit. All right. Pages and pages of resources. How do you do a resume? How do you do a cover letter? Worksheets. Where do I go to find internet or interview assistance? You will be amazed at, that's how you do it yourself. That's how you complete your CDP without your coach if you don't have one, is you go to your toolkit and you find the resources. So it can be done, but if your campus has career coaches, boy, you got to go for it. It's the easy way out. All right. So you investigate your personality to find out who you are, to become self-aware. All right. To know how you react to things. You know how you're with somebody and something happens and you know exactly how they're going to react, right? Because you understand their personality. And personality, remember we talked, doesn't change. All right. I know when my friends, I have something good or bad happen, how they're going to react. All right. I am aware of their personality. So we got to find out how aware you are of your personality and how you can find that out. So I hope we've helped you out a little bit today on finding out, you know, who you are and to show you how your personality affects your career choices. So if you have any questions, let's go ahead and pop the questions up. You can ask them or you can put them in the chat. And anyone who has a question about their results as well.
Janet, I just want to mention that a lot of the students are mentioning that these are great resources and they wish they had them early on to start of their careers, but they've got the information now, and so they can definitely get started. Like you said, it's never too late.
Hey, I didn't have any of this when I was going through it too.
Me either.
I was in my 40s when I think I found out what I really wanted to do, and I wasn't going back to school at that point. But some of you were doing that, and that's wonderful. So, Joe says his career is never loaded on Tradeify. Are you sure you finished, Joe? Make sure that you didn't rush through and skip a